Alright, so last time that we left off, you guys had successfully infiltrated the Nogeth Empire. Very specifically, their capital city. After some very, very stealthy rolls. That's what two rogues and a ranger will do to you as a DM. Everyone passes stealth suddenly. You guys managed to sneak past all of the patrols and enter into the palace, the main palace of the Nogeth Empire, Emperor Ganalor's throne. After searching the place, you were able to find some living quarters. You found where Kalania had been kept. You found some other interesting things. You found where Enzofire had been. Some writings that looked as if they were from a madman, but other writings from Enzofire. You also found the Journal of Emperor Ganalor, which started to cause a little bit of inflection as to allegiances. Are we on the side of good? What is good? After having a good discussion about that, you guys found your way down into the basements, the underground tunnels, where you found a room with a very large underground tunnel leading off into the darkness. Did I miss anything? No, I would say that you probably would have put... Yeah. Yes, and you did infiltrate the building through the sewers. That might be important. I failed to recall that.
So I think you were standing at the entrance to the was marked to go to Shade Hills, I think.
Yes.
Scratch that on there.
Yes.
Can I check the number? Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. Again, if I need to. If we did before, check the entrance way for traps.
Yeah, let's have you make a perception check. First roll of the game tonight. You know I say that just to make you freak out.
No, you did, but that wasn't too bad. Okay, perception. 24.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything. This looks to be a passageway used only in an event of an emergency. It's not likely that it would be trapped, at least not initially.
Just if we do go down there, just periodically we're able to check just because I don't
Okay.
But that's me. So are we?
That's up to you guys. You were given the instructions to relay any information that you found to see if the city really was truly abandoned.
Mentioned that if she doesn't mind, and if not her favorite thing she mentioned.
She loves me.
Ah,
Oh,
Please, Athena. I need to deliver a message. It's really important.
she looks at you
I
little.
think I would be the biggest, juiciest rabbit.
She looks at you a little bit perturbed, but as you mention a rabbit, she sticks one leg out. Still looking perturbed, but sticks a leg out. She
Look at Nick.
she very pointedly ignores you. So what message are you sending?
But we should probably let them know there's not. While empty, there are
It's our cult of undead, no citizens.
or well, you trust Melon still, right?
You have to trust them.
I mean, I trust you guys, but that's the list. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Almost. Granted,
That's crazy. Maybe we should say found Becky Sisters holding chamber and also diary. No, something.
Just mention that there. This city was abandoned.
Okay.
enough that people don't walk into the city, get themselves killed, not enough to reach. I don't know. Brianna's her thinking is that of course Ganalor would see himself as the big guy because yeah, when you bad people are really that bad. But
They don't. No.
yeah, that's why I'm still struggling to believe that the king or King Amroth is. I don't know. Granted, he thinks he's the good guy too. I don't know. But still not fully on.
Compare the kingdoms. His kingdom's dead.
Well, we've got that thing. Maybe we can ask him that advice. Maybe we can ask him about that.
I think we can focus on Azeroth and Elves.
And not die.
It's just enchanted with a bunch of spells. It's
Oh.
basically a.
What?
It's basically a truth. It's a truth enchantment.
Why don't you not get executed later? Well, you'd probably be fine. You're up there.
I'll.
Okay, well, we'll see where we end up.
I mean, you could have Perry sneak it on him.
My king will stand by me.
Actually, I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's another insurance. These will zero. You walked into the room, but in an hour's our window.
Yeah, reasonably, you guys would climb back up to a high window to let Athena out.
Maybe Dragon remind her to watch out for any wyverns with I know that was
Just watch out for it. It's kind of
Tell her to fly as high as she can fly. Cover. I
how long is there like a Mariana has learned by this there's like will that last for a while?
You know, what's the duration on that?
took right.
Fine,
An hour.
An hour. Okay. That would
yeah.
get her a good. That would get her mostly out of harm's way.
If you don't want to use a spell slot, I can do that.
Okay. So as you cast invisibility and lift your arm, you feel a weight leave your hand. And a short while later, you hear her call off in the distance.
Yeah.
Nyx, you hear Athena reply to you, "Please die."
It's over. It's so over.
After.
Have a chat with her.
Wait, so what did she say?
No one heard that but Nick.
What? What did she say?
She told me, no,
She told you to go die?
she
Well, there goes her rabbit.
Dragon, you gotta teach her some manners. She's tilts her head, you know, the birds give me faces. Like, she's
That's just gross.
It's like faces.
Speaking of animals, I think you and she have a good chat. What?
Well, I will have to tell her. We've separated. I'm sorry, Nick.
Or I think it's true. I think it's but I'm not
Six
saying
oh
out loud.
shooter. That was rude. I'll chat to her.
Yeah, give her. Oriana's trying not to laugh.
I'm trying not to laugh at family.
Okay. All right. Let's scream. Someone's butt is fine. Reunite. All right. So
Guess so.
I look at Harry and Nira. So
Let's do it.
All right.
who's going first?
Let,
Upset me.
let me ask this real quick. Are we trying to be stealthy or are we just going for it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And Pass Without Trace is gone, I think. Correct? Okay, that's okay.
I was,
I only have one primary spell.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So,
yes. So let me.
I make all kinds of noises.
I'll try and help you out.
My first roll was a natural 20.
Hey!
There you go, that'll help.
I'm taking it.
Very decided to strap bells on his shoes.
He's just tap dancing.
Whistling.
Gene Luna changed when Mach entered.
That'd be cool in person.
Which you got EA without casting trees.
Did. I rolled an 18 and a 19. Spell. Plus 5 dexterity. Plus 5 knowledge.
Wow.
It's the only thing.
Got 18 plus 15.
So a lot. 30, 33. 33. Okay. All right. And let's also get perception checks as well.
Oh, do we need to roll? Does somebody roll for Barnabas?
I will roll for Barnabas. Thank you. Spencer, do you know what extra he gets? What his bonus is? Okay. We'll say it's yeah. We'll give him a plus. We'll give him a +5.
And, it's actually a really good roll.
21 perception.
I add 8 to my perception, so that's not
Oh. So you rolled a
3.
oh.
Oh. Okay. So as you guys walk down this tunnel, being relatively stealthy, we're just doing that as a group roll. Um, uh, you see that this tunnel is roughly hewn from the stone of the bedrock here. You can see places where water has pooled and where water used to trickle down the walls. There are little streaks of white on the stone. But it is dry right now. The stone is, for the most part, a uniform gray color with little speckles of white here and there and a couple speckles of black here and there. At one point you see a streak of red. I'm just assuming Barnabas has his mechanical spider out, just holding a torch. Otherwise he would be in complete pitch black, as all of you would be. Those with dark vision. What was that?
I was like, and Andrew's got his goggles.
Andrew's got his goggles, and those are helping. But this is pitch black. This is not just dark vision. This is pitch black. If you have dark vision, it's typically 60 feet of dark vision. You have 30 feet.
Okay.
Spencer, in your case, you have 60 feet.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I know Nick's charge ahead would be very valuable for some truck.
Barnabas says, "Hey, guys, I'll hold back a little bit because I'm a big source of light. So I'll hold back, and you guys go on ahead."
Well, as we're walking, I just want to catch Dragon's eye and kind of nod towards, not as far back as Broncos, but a little further back. See if he'll follow me. Wait for the group to pass me, but
Sure.
and then I'm just gonna reach in my pocket and say, I thought you should have this. I'm gonna hold out my hand and then grab it.
Yes. So she holds out a small locket that belonged to Kalania.
I just thought you might want a reminder for sure it's saving her. I just saw it. I don't know.
Yes, I'm gonna finish.
Okay.
Nyx will elbow Andrew and motion behind her. He's
Real quick, guys, I'm going to try something here. We'll see if it pans out. It's partially ominous, partially I have ADD. Yes, be very nervous.
Nervous on both counts.
If nothing else, it just blanked out my monitor. Dang it.
I'm so sorry. Anyway.
Perfect.
Perfect timing. Okay.
Makes you feel better. I can see.
Oh, good. Let me pull up my windows here. Control tab or Alt tab is a wonderful thing. There we go. That's the last thing I need up. Okay. We're still going. Okay. So yeah. So Oriana gives you the locket, and you drape it around your neck.
Give her my sincere spirit.
I probably should have asked first, but you were moving away. I just thought like that.
I didn't see a thing. And she will. I hope.
Yeah.
Oriana and Dragon, I'm going to give both of you a D6 inspiration die. You have up until the next battle to use it. Or up until the end of the next battle to use it. Alright. This tunnel continues on farther and farther. It seems to go for quite a ways. Occasionally, though, the monotony of the tunnel is broken up with a small cavern that opens up to either side. Sometimes the opening up to the cavern is really small. Sometimes it's covered by a door. Sometimes it's like they were digging and just happened across a chasm in the ground. Taking just a moment to explore some of these, you see that some of them are just natural formations with a number of stalactites and stalagmites. Others look like they once housed workers, the workers who dug this tunnel, with a couple of rusty pickaxes and some buckets. Overall, there isn't anything too terribly exciting in most of these caverns, but they would make for a decent place to rest if you would like. It has
I
been a while since you've taken a long rest.
I agree with Mira because pretty much each of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is difficult to tell being underground.
What time is it start? It's
I'd put that at about early afternoon, about 2, 3 o'clock. By the time, by the time that you guys got into the castle, explored it, did all that, and made it this far, it's pretty late.
Find a little offshoot cavern. Yeah, I'm with Mira. Keep watch for sure. One at a time. There's two.
Oh, okay. Let's just have another general perception check here.
Ow. Yeah. Okay, if we keep rolling the same, Harry, I'm gonna have to dice.
Just connect your dice are connected.
It's a rogue thing.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
He rolled a 18. Okay. So this first night underground. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Stop it. My computer's lagging for some reason. No, we're good. We're good. I was just overloading my computer for a minute. So this first night is a little difficult to sleep. Dragon, you are excited by the prospect of finally catching up to your sister after a long time traveling, long time searching and adventuring, trying to get closer. Ander, you are excited by the prospect of finally avenging your family, catching up to the guy that you hold responsible. Nyx, you just don't like being underground. It's too confining for you. And this is, this is the Dwarven Crawler 2.0 for you. Yeah, no drugs this time.
This is true.
N- Nera, you're just, this is concerning. In one, on one hand, you hear Makidiel's warnings, and on the other hand, you see kind of some of the, you're seeing firsthand behind the bad guy's curtain. Is he the bad guy? Is he really truly the bad guy? But on the other hand, Makidiel. Oriana, you were worried about Garel. You're worried about your parents. You're right on the cusp of something bad. Perry, is Orcus really your dad? These thoughts start to come back to you, and they worry you slightly. Overall, it's not a wholly restless night, however. You are able to successfully take a long rest. But as you are down here in the dark, your mind starts to play a couple of little tricks on you. But it is successful. Those who were on watch, you didn't see anything, you didn't hear anything. On waking, who is leading the group? What's your marching order?
Are you still,
On day 2, are you?
tired? Sleep and food does you good.
Are you guys wanting to continue on down the tunnel, or are you wanting to return?
I agree with him. As I've already said, that's absolutely critical.
Okay.
What do Nyx and Nera?
I mean, we already know what's back there. That's
I'll follow what everyone else does.
I think we should go with Compass Farm.
Now let me ask the person in the lead. Which way is down the tunnel and which way is back? Let's have you make a nature check.
Everybody, or
Survival. Wait. Yeah, survival check. Whoever's in the lead.
we didn't decide that yet.
That was Nyx.
Well,
I'll take the lead.
oh,
'Kay.
survival?
Let's have you make a survival check.
Wait, hold on.
Everything looks pretty samey down here.
Are you sure you
No, but you're this far ahead.
Let's
I can
let's have everybody make a survival check. Ooh. Survival.
I got a 9.
6.
Okay.
Much more local than, you know,
All right. So Nyx starts leading off the group. She says, "This way." Oriana, you grab her shoulder. You grab the top of her head and just turn her around and start her walking the other way.
Say, oh, I mean this way.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Everything down here looks pretty samey. It's hard to tell one way from the other. Let's get perception checks from everybody as you start this day 2 of marching.
Okay. Wow, we are rolling tonight. Okay, you know what? This dice is. Okay, crap. Not that.
24.
Okay.
Okay. This dice is one more go. It's
21's pretty good though.
reliable talents.
So as you're walking along, for about half of you, you know how it is on a long road trip. Your eyes kind of glaze over. The term for this is highway hypnosis. It's a recognized thing. You guys are getting this as you're walking. It is just so dull. There isn't the sound of a bird, not a brush of air. The air is very stale down here. A little musty at times, but it's very still. The rest of you are doing okay with it. It's unnerving how still it is. At some points you wonder, are we trapped? Are we in an illusion? Taking the occasional break for food and rest. We'll call those short rests. And continuing on. It continues to look exactly the same, with occasional caverns and caves off to the sides.
I just got a touch of Oriana's anxiety of starting to feel like the oppressive feeling when you don't think you're trapped underground, and then suddenly you realize you are, or you're like you're stuck and you like get wrapped up. And that realization, you realize you're stuck. You're like, crap, I actually can't get out. Oh no, I'm gonna suffocate. Yeah, it's starting to feel a bit of that.
Dragon, let's have you make an Arcana check.
Oh wow. I just had to double check. So my roll was a 7. I just wanted to see.
The 5th was broken.
Looks like a nat 1 to me, but
Yeah, it was a nat 1 with a +6. And a nat 1.
all right.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, with some of these musings of, are we stuck in an illusion? The fatigue of continually walking through the same terrain, it's really starting to wear on you. And it's uncertain if you are trapped in an illusion or not.
Yeah, it's
If you'd like to.
I don't think we are. Do you spell magic?
That also covered it.
Illusion would still be magic.
Yes, I believe so.
Double check. I don't believe it's spell illusion.
I spent most of my life above ground.
Yeah, I spent most of my time in a forest, so.
What was that, Gary?
guys are fine. They're working.
Say, I think Terry's fine.
It's a little more spooky.
The only one I can see is this one.
Which you can target a specific effect, such as an illusion.
Yes, that's what I
Okay. So as you cast Dispel Magic, focusing on a possible illusion, you feel the arcane energy leave you, and nothing happens.
So I'll go straight. Yeah.
So you continue. Sorry, go ahead.
Say, thanks for trying.
As you continue your march, was that?
Can't you guys cast stuff to see what magic?
Yes.
I think maybe we're just in a long, long road.
As you continue your walk on, Oriana, let's have another perception check from you for checking for traps.
Last choice. Is it perception?
Yep.
Well, that was a nat 20, so okay.
Okay. So as you're walking along, from Barnabas's firelight behind you, you see a glint just above the floor, running the width of this maybe 15-foot hallway or roadway, whatever we want to call it. And you call everyone to stop. Well, you check this out. You do indeed see a very, very thin trip line running across. It looks like it goes to some sort of trap that would spring out from the wall. What exactly kind of trap, you're unsure, but
Training, would it easier just to jump over it, or how disable? Would you guys just disable it so we don't accidentally?
Where it is. I don't know if you can walk this way.
Can I everyone step over it?
yeah, and that would be easy enough to do.
Okay, I will. Gosh, I'll lay across the path of trial. But yeah, I will help everybody one by one to remove the spider. Spider. Get without sight.
Okay. It's only about 6 inches off of the ground. It would have caught somebody's foot, but with everybody stepping over it gingerly with your help. Hang on just a second, guys.
I will, especially the short people. Yeah, no offense, Andrew, but 6 inches is about.
Up to my knee.
Yeah, so no offense, but okay if I pick you up.
Sure.
I can do anything.
You tried being thrown? Is actually
I have not. Have you? Things how tall you are.
3'8".
3'8".
I'm like 3 feet.
I got 8 inches.
I'm shorter than Mason.
Like 2 hands, so she puts like one hand underneath another hand.
He's short. He's short for a half.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm short for like
36 inches.
Yeah. So this thing is like a sixth of your height.
short.
So yeah, that's knee high.
Wow.
Very short.
That's why.
It has advantages.
Yes.
Yes, it does. And it has advantages being online too. I can mute my microphone and hack out a lung. We'll see if that. Yeah, me too. continuing on down the path.
Bright and cheery all over
Oh yes. You begin to notice a little bit of fog just clinging to the corners, to the very rocky, rough corners. As you walk further and further down, Hurricane Nix is back. That is not helping blow the fog away. Thank you, Gimli.
Teammates just like start to, blow the wisps at you.
This just gray fog begins to spread across the ground. And Ender, you're basically wading through it. It's about chest high for you. Nix, about the same for you. But it just adds an extra little bit of eeriness. Oriana and Perry, let's have you two check for traps.
The dice gods give it to see if it takes away this roll.
Use perception.
Yes,
26.
26.
Again.
With a 26 and a 21, you guys are keeping extra special diligence. You've seen one tripwire. Is there another tripwire in the fog? And you do not see any. Nor does it really make a whole lot of sense for there to be a tripwire buried in the fog, just in case someone needs to retreat.
Question.
Answer.
Just to put this on my radar and yours, whoever. I don't sense anything hidden or invisible. Do I?
Correct, you do not.
Because I do have blind sense now.
Yep. As does Perry. And
Oh, that's right.
neither one of you two sense anything invisible within 10 feet of you. As you continue on, your poor legs haven't seen this much work in a long time. Usually for going these kinds of distances, you have your horses. But it is probably about time for a long rest if you would like. Okay? I'm assuming same thing as before, with you guys keeping guards. Okay. Let's get a perception check from everybody.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Another nat one.
Oh,
My high roll will make for maybe plus
Barnabas also got a nat 1.
okay. Well, does that help?
I mean,
That help?
it helps a little. So there's
Can you grade on a curve?
3 fails, 1, 2, 3 successes, 3.5 fails, 3 successes. Okay. Two of the guards, not going to mention who, fell asleep. I mean, I didn't want to mention Dragon and Barnabas' names, but
It's been a long
And
couple of
elves
days.
don't sleep. That's the terrible thing.
everything's just so samey. It's lulling. It's mentally fatiguing, yes. Fortunately, the night is just as boring as the day. With the difference, big difference. You're joined by fog. As it curls around, you temporarily lose Ander a couple of times. Except for the little occasional geyser of mist. Followed by a comes to a point after everyone rests. It's time to press on. The night wasn't super restful, but it was restful enough. More of the same fears from the previous night. Same fears and questions, thoughts, and the occasional snore. You continue to press on. After what feels like hours, and it probably has been hours, you see a pinprick of light ahead. Let's have everyone make a perception check.
Okay, yep, okay. Sure. Oh, frick. Okay. This one rolls.
All right.
I am. Sorry. Yes. I am proficient, so I gotta get the reliable one.
So Barnabas, seeing the light ahead, says, "Oh, I should probably extinguish my light." And he puts out his torch. He's been burning through torches because those only last, what, an hour?
Okay, well, I'll find it.
He does say, could somebody help guide me in? Okay. So you're going to cast Dancing Lights. Okay. Okay. His concern is if we can see their light, they can see mine. So he's extinguishing his torch.
Brian, you could. Like, we should take.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Barnabas had his torches going.
Yes. He's going to turn into a bat. Thank you. I forgot about him having beast shape. So he's going to turn into a bat and fly ahead. Try and see if he can see what that light is.
Or so
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's going to try and perceive what's going on ahead. Oriana and Perry, as you two continue on, in addition to seeing the light, you are also checking for traps.
Oh, yeah.
You don't notice any. The fog makes it a little difficult to thoroughly check the floor, but you don't notice any traps. Nix, you're just off in your own little world in the fog, trying to keep it away. Saying, "Hey guys, watch this!" and running forward and leaving little eddies in the fog.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you like inhale and you try to blow out. I'm like, I got it. Real fast disperse.
So you don't really notice anything. You guys do see, all of you do notice the flickering light, as if it is coming from a fire.
Whitish or yellow or orange?
It's orange, like fire.
Oh, shoot.
I pull out both of my swords.
Okay.
Not igniting the fire, just having one.
Okay. So you you start to unsheath your swords, and they go shh, real quiet. And the weight of the swords in your hands is a very good comfort to you. You haven't been able to do much this past couple of days, but you know these swords. You know this weight. Anybody else, or are you guys just continuing on?
I'll just pull out a dagger and just want to palm it.
Okay. After a little bit, Barnabas says back over the telepathic link, he says, "Hey guys, there is a fire up here, and a couple of people that have just that are here. One person just left. He might come back. I don't know."
Sorry. Sounds like what you say when you.
It's always a party.
Yeah, it's always a party.
Are we close to the? So that wasn't the exit.
I don't know if this is the exit or not, but it seems like there's a couple of guards here. I don't know. I can't tell if they are undead or not.
Oriana is going to up her
Okay.
She warns everybody though, hey, going invisible, so
I also
if I brush you, sorry. She said that over the link. Oriana's now talking via link.
Okay. Let's get stealth checks from everybody. I am taking into account that you are invisible, so I will give you guys all advantage on this. But that does not do anything to muffle your footfalls on the rock.
29. What is it,
Yeah, stealth check with advantage. You just roll twice and take the highest. Okay. You guys are mostly stealthy. Yeah, you guys are pretty stealthy. I don't know why I rolled for Barnabas. He's a bat still. He's flapping. He's flapping a little bit.
At least that's sweet occasionally, not how often we do that,
I'm trying to do Matt some justice here. This is. Yes, he is. All right, so you guys disappear into the fog. Andrew, for you, that's literally. Nyx, that's almost literally for you. There's just a couple of whiffs of hair that are standing up above the fog, with the occasional little tuft of red poking through. Everyone else, you stick to the walls of the tunnel. This tunnel has been straight without hardly any cover, and that has not changed. But with the invisibility cloaks, you do pretty well at stealth. Even Nyx, as you throw your invisibility cloak up, the little occasional puff of red on the top of your head vanishes into the fog. As you approach, you see a fire that has been built with a substantial stack of wood to the left side of the tunnel. And the fire is a little bit more on the right side of the tunnel. Sitting down with his back to the wood pile, you see a human guard who the flickering candlelight does not do him any favors. At first glance, he looks dead. And then he picks up a wineskin and takes a drink and sets it back down. The eyes are set back far in his skull. His skin is a little bit more tallow colored. His hair is rather stringy and gray. Very greasy as well.
Any sign of the second person Jarvis talked about?
Undead.
I would say based off of Nira's passive abilities, Nira, you do not get the sense that this guy is undead. He's almost dead, but not undead. No, good reference. There is no sign currently of the other guard that Barnabas saw.
Do we walk by him, or do we try and talk to him? Wait,
Where are your cuffs?
You guys okay with that?
you guys think we could find out what's ahead? Or should we just try and scoot by? I was just gonna try to screaming all so guys know. Well, I think it doesn't have it. Anyway, okay.
You could shake them if you want.
Whoa, no, hold on. Hold on.
The very violent.
I was just gonna cuff them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that the path that we want to take, is questioning him or just seeking that? Yeah. This would be good to get into.
How about a few of us stand this one and some of us go down with the other guy? And if he's not helpful, we will gag him.
I do have one more spot.
No, let's
Okay,
let's
hold
not
on.
do that.
Brianna, while this has been going on, because the time the guy is getting ready to like cover his mouth while Harry and she's reacting quiet.
We'll try and cuff them.
Oh. Okay. Is there anything special or particularly special about these cuffs?
It just comes from her background of being
Basically being a cop. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to, I am, I'm not going to right now. I'm going to discuss with Harry so that I can, with, hands, arms, maybe a little, not to scream or anything.
Okay. Let's get Oriana, I'm going to want an intimidation roll out of you. I'm going to give you advantage on that because you're coming out of nowhere and surprising him. Perry, let's get a... What would be a good check for that? Let's do a sleight of hand check from you.
One intimidation.
29.
29. All right.
You know what? I'll just yeah, not great, but
Okay. So, Oriana, you were crouched by his side. He has no idea that you're here. With a word over the telepathic link, you body check him from the side, roll him over, put a knee to his the center of his back, and put a knife right to the side of his throat and whisper in the other ear, "You talk, you die." As Perry, you're able to quickly cuff his hands behind him and essentially immobilize him.
Did he seem to struggle at all?
He seemed very, very surprised, and in his eyes you see a look of fear and shock, but also no, just fear and shock. But he's complying. He let out a little bit of a peep when you body checked him. And knocked him to the ground, but he's acknowledging that something strange is going on.
Okay, got him. Who wants to talk to him?
Are you guys still invisible?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Don't all jump at once.
I don't like it.
I'm
Oh,
not there.
oh, yeah, you should look at the other guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know,
oh, well, I guess I should clarify. Oriana, the have me for if he's here again. Only talk
he shakes his head in the affirmative.
because I realized I told him not to talk. But it's time to talk. Okay. So,
I'm gonna come over and stand or like support Oriana. Support.
I guess I'll ask a couple questions.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you guys think of what you want to intimidate this guy with. This poor guard. He thought it was going to be an easy posting. Just watch the return path that nobody knows about. Ander, with the 26, you eventually catch up to the other guard. This one appears to be a half-elf male also. Really long, stringy in the limbs, long, gangly, greasy, blonde hair, very sharp, pointed features in the face. He's just walking on, continuing forward.
Follow?
I didn't know this.
We left him. Let's do things for exceptional fact.
I would say that you're about 1,200 feet away from the group.
And the rings work up to about 2 miles.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 miles. I think, right?
I think it's 1 mile crystal clear, but 3 miles is where it drops off completely.
So I'll just follow him. Once he reaches the 3 mile mark, or 2 mile mark, 2.5 mile, I'll pass him.
Okay. Let's jump back over to the main group. We'll see if he makes it that far. Let's jump back over to the main group. Okay, so what are you guys asking this poor guard that you have incapacitated?
I'm asking the second one for him. It's with him.
friend. Yeah, I guess you could call him that. It's. Yes, just the one.
Am I focused on? Sure.
Yeah, insight check that.
Okay. I guess I should ask. What would you like me to roll? But I'm guessing.
Insight, yep.
Yeah, guys, tough.
What'd you roll?
Can I assist?
Um, yeah, this is the the session of Nat ones. Um, Nix, I'm gonna say no on that. The moment passed. Sorry. Yeah, it's. You have no reason to believe that he isn't lying.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's
You know.
So what did you guard?
This was just supposed to be an easy posting. Just watch the tunnel. Watch for people coming through.
So who's been through?
Nobody really. A couple people with a cart. But I really can't say. They knew the passphrase. That's all I had to know. That's all I cared about. Yes. He's my emperor, yes. Look, I know Emperor Ganalor when I see him. He always has lots of robes, and the two fellas that passed through here didn't have the same kind of robes. They had robes, yes, but not the same wraps of robes.
be disguised by the might not work.
Yeah, insight check that.
So how's Emperor these days?
No one really sees under the wraps. No one sees under the wraps.
What about his wizard friend?
Sorry. With a 14 and a 9 on that insight check. With a 9, you don't get too much. But with a 14, you're a little bit more confident that it's more of a disguise, just as an extra precaution.
I'll let them know that that's what I think this guy might not know. However, sorry, I'm butting in again, guys. I'm going to say, well, you mentioned a passphrase. Give you wise information. I haven't said yet, but I will.
Says you want to know the passphrase. I am, after all, a guard of the kingdom.
Yeah, but no one looks good dead, trust me. No one wears this.
You're telling me half the guards in the kingdom are dead.
Yes, no.
How did they get that way?
Economy, really, if you... I'm sorry. I'm left alone to my own devices, and when people come along, I tend to get a little chatty. Would you mind terribly if we continue this conversation without a knee in my back?
No funny business, though. Because I'm not very funny, trust me.
What's his bind?
I was in, he's shack, yeah, he's cuffed, so I'll sit him, with the knife that's still sticking in his neck. So, chatty.
Oh man, it's weird talking to the dark and the dark talking back. But the economy. You know, they talk about cemeteries, that everyone loves the cemetery. Everyone's just dying to go there. If you can get somebody to raise the dead, there's a limitless supply in the cemetery. Emperor Ganalor. But see, he did it because you don't need to feed an army of undead. They do what they're told. Why not tap into this natural resource? There's still plenty of us, and don't get me wrong, we try to do as good as we can. We are taken care of. But why not tap into an additional resource and expand the army?
Why do you need an army though?
Have you seen the likes of the neighbors around here? I mean,
What do you mean?
I'm talking about King Amaroth.
What about him?
Hey, like that entire kingdom, he's just loaded with the history of that kingdom alone. They'll stab you for your lunch money and come back again the next day to stab you again. They want nothing more than world conquest.
They have had a history, but as King Amaroth himself,
He's an Amaroth. All Amaroths share the same bloodlust.
I don't believe
Wait, he was a lad when his grandfather was conquering. You think he wasn't standing watching his grandfather come back from glorious battle and his little head getting filled with ideas of this is what a man is, conquering.
sometimes I do have the opposite.
Maybe. But I wouldn't put it past him.
So you think that he's going to attack you, and that's why you have a large army?
What better way to deter a fight than to carry a bigger stick? Just because we've got the bigger stick don't mean we're going to use it.
Has Amaroth used it against you recently?
Of course.
How so?
A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, he tried to storm into our borders, or so I was told. I'm stationed down here. I don't actually get to see things. I just get the occasional weekly news bulletin.
Digital propaganda.
Yeah.
Over to telepathy. No, that was definitely us. that was definitely us. But you're right, it could be propaganda. But I am going to tell the guard. You sure know a lot for guard. How about that passphrase?
Hey, the shadows are insistent. So what are y'all from?
No. We're not as chatty as you.
I can tell you I'm not.
He's chatty.
I'm not from Aegon, how's that? And King Amaroth from North End.
That's an interesting passphrase. But no, the passphrase is, where are y'all from?
Oh,
Try. Hold on. I read that down for just a minute. Is it y'all? Is that really what it is? Or is
Drayton
it?
is just
Well, I mean, I'm sure that it's originally a little bit more proper, and where are you from? But accents being what they are, and people being a little lazy with the language. But that is the first part of the passphrase.
Or do you want to hear the whole thing? What is the second part?
The second half is from the peaceful lands of the south.
That's the response.
Yes. And make an insight check, anybody that wants to. Except Andrew, because you are not here.
I think this is almost.
Whoa.
No, I rolled a 19.
And that's one several times more. That's
I just got it out.
Listening intently.
Don't forget Dragon and Oriana. Wow!
Nice.
Wait.
Dragon and Oriana, I was going to say, don't forget, you guys do also have,
See that last after.
yeah, I'm just saying, it's there. If you would like to use it, it's there. But with the nat 20, you probably don't need it. This guy is telling the truth.
Oh, that was a bad.
However, Nira. Oh, right. That's an 18 for Barnabas. However, you do also get the sense that it's not just the past phrase, but how it's said as well.
Okay, so let's repeat that back. It's, where are you all from?
Where's it? Where are y'all from?
Where are y'all from?
Long live Dixie.
Is that the girl?
No, no. I'm gonna cast Gift of Gab and pull that back for just a minute, where that didn't happen.
I like the use of that. So.
I thought about adding that on, but no, that's not added on.
Okay, but since. Okay.
Let's go. What else did we do?
Oh yeah. Well, while I was down here, my mom was gifted. Someone has a craft room this time.
No one's told me a thing about that.
When did it ever come from here?
There's only been the two old guys in the cart.
Okay.
Unless you can fit an entire city into that one little cart. Well, not really a little cart, but more of a covered wagon, you know. No. The guards. That beats me. I'm just one of the guards that's stationed at the Moonshade Keep. The guard goes down as far as possible and up as far as possible. You just happen to find the one border in the tunnel.
How'd you know?
It's the same guy as the next relatives. Chase. Undead. Yet. Chase. Didn't see him.
Sure, I've got family. I got relatives. We all do. Yes, of course. Some of them are even alive. See, that's the other great thing that Emperor Ganalor has done. Death no longer has its sting. You can't miss your dear old sweetie, if she's sitting right across the road from you.
I'm thinking of like a skeletal form of someone you care about sitting across from you. That just doesn't.
Pretty much comfort.
Well, I mean, most of the time. Most of the time. They're pretty well preserved. On occasion, though, it doesn't goes nicely.
You know about this wizard?
Wizard, which one?
Well, the one that is house guest or an enemy wizard.
Oh, Zarhoipin. Yes, I know his name. That's about it.
Is he a friend of Ganelor, or is he a spy?
Well, you said you're from. Was it Faerun?
He didn't say.
He didn't say. Okay, he didn't say. Scratch that I said that.
I was like,
I was just
okay.
like,
I was just about to be like, oh, that is enough.
No, he didn't say that. He says, "Well, are you friends with your king, or emperor, empress, whatever? Are you friends with your liege?" Yeah, you could probably consider Zarhoipin to be a friend of Emperor Ganelor. By the same token, we're all friends of our liege, if you catch my drift. And he gives a wink.
Okay.
Of course I have. That's my station.
Does this take us there?
Yes. Yes, if your destination is the Moonshade Keep, by golly, you've reached the Moonshade Keep. Of course, if you're really honest in trying to get there, you'd know that, and you wouldn't be asking me the passphrase.
Can we get him to help us?
Try to dial it first.
But he's been good. Nothing's changed.
But could we get international help without being sick and tired of having customers? Help! I am a hostage. Please, don't listen to these people or don't do what I say.
This is true. This is true.
I can cast detect fog on a person.
How? Should we ask him how far we are from the entrance? He obviously knows we're not. We're not going there honestly. So I'll ask him how far we are.
Let me ask a question real quick. How long does the invisibility on your cloaks last?
Oh, I think it's probably last.
Yep. Andrew, let's get a stealth check from you.
Is there still fog?
We'll get a stealth check with advantage from you, Andrew.
Woo! I just
Okay.
sneak down into the fog.
Yeah, and Andrew, you notice your hand in front of you. You notice the fog that you're currently surrounded in. You're like, whatever. You continue on.
Sweet. Okay.
Back to the group. Oriana, what was the question that you asked?
I just asked him how close we are to
Okay. As you're asking this, you fade back into existence. And he looks at you. Says, "Ah, I knew it." Oh, you're behind him. Okay.
Well, I'm sure the hand can see. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, he's gonna notice other people standing around. Says, "Ah, they say, old Boris, you're getting crazy, but I'm not crazy. I'm not just hearing voices. These voices have bodies. Very tired-looking bodies, I might add. How's the journey from the castle been?"
Guessing I've seen everybody now since I'm behind him.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're visible.
As far as your question goes, how close is the entrance? This is it. One of the many entrances. If you were to dig straight up, about 900 feet or so through the rock, you dig right up into the center of the wall.
Have you ever met Orcus?
No, and I would hope to never.
You ever seen Orcus from
No. I know who a Ganalor looks like, but that doesn't mean I have tea with him. I've never met him in person. So what his day-to-day schedule is and why he would even possibly be meeting with Orcus is beyond me. No. Zarhypin? No. Say I've heard his name.
You ever seen Flimp?
No. To be truthful, I've never seen this Zarhypin. I know his name, but I've never really got a good look at him.
Oh, okay, DM. So
'Kay.
you told me with that earlier insight, the first thing I got that I was pretty sure that one of the old guys was Gamelon. This guy.
Reasonably certain, yeah.
Reasonably certain. Okay, and if I assume the other person, I'm good with where I'm fighting. The other person was Zarko, they had someone living quarters right next to theirs. Well, not living quarters, holding quarters.
Let's have you make an insight check.
It's that was not well. Okay, that was not well. Insight, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 4. That was not good. Yeah.
It's hard to extrapolate that kind of information.
Alright, not fully formed somewhere.
We'll say the thought crosses your mind, but you're so focused on what this guy is saying, you don't have time to analyze that and think for possibilities.
Can I get a sense of how much more this guy's going to be season? I almost don't want to ask why he's so forthcoming with information.
Well,
He's just not life, or what is going on?
this would be a wonderful time to jump on over to Ander. Ander, you're about a mile away from the group when the guy that you're tailing stops, cuts into or turns and walks through a doorway in the right side of the tunnel and into a room, closing the door behind him. I would hope that you do that before the spell ends.
Yeah, that would be awkward in.
Wait, are you walking through walls or, in this case, a door?
That's the theory. He has 6 seconds to do it.
Yep.
Ender, let's get a perception check from you.
Roll high.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, 23.
I
23? Okay.
Yes.
As you poke your head in the doorway, you see another arcane doorway closing. Let's, just for kicks and giggles, let's have you make an Arcana check.
Ooh,
8. With a perception of 23 and a Arcana of 8, you're not entirely sure what exactly it is that you're seeing. You're seeing a round door, kind of like a hobbit hole. But this door is closing as the guy is walking through it. The half-elf walks through it, closes the door behind him, and the door zoop, closes down to a point and disappears. The room is nothing but a 10 foot by 10 foot square.
just empty.
Empty.
Can I tell if he heard the other guy? Did he notice at all?
Um,
He noticed me, but did he notice
that's going to be an insight check.
Oh. Inside? You said?
Yes.
5.
You're not terribly sure. You heard that. You heard a little yelp, but whether he heard it, you're not sure.
See anything out of the ordinary? Oh, I guess if it's just an empty room, anything at all.
No, it's just an empty room. Even with your sense for portals, you did not sense this. Well,
Oh.
actually, let me double check that real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, you did not sense that this was a portal.
Okay. Well, then I'll just open the door and start walking back to the group, and I'm going to tap my ring and say, bad news. The guy left. He went through a portal. How's the conversation going?
As
Was it a-
Ander,
Oh.
as Ander is saying this,
Oh no.
you hear behind you guys.
Oh shoot!
Well.
Crap!
Boris, looks like they've caught you. And that's where we end for tonight.
I'm speed walking back, by the way.
Dad,
Just putting that out there.
Oh no! Oh no, you guys!
Whose voice
Oh,
was
he
that? Do
got
you know?
us! I know what happened. Oh,
Dragon, yes, this voice that's addressing you is reasonably the half-elf that walked away.
Yep. Oriana was. Remember how I was just saying he's been awfully helpful? He was keeping us there
Yeah.
on purpose. That's why he was being chatty to keep us there.
And that's where we end for tonight.
Well, that's just awesome.
Oh, I'm in there.